Let me join for a second.
Yeah. Typical. Discord playing up.
Well, I just done it because you can't join on PlayStation. I was like, I'm just in a bloody chat. You know what I mean? Just working.
I suppose I better post a link to that.
Oh, Zodak has left the session. Oh, Cons has left the session.
Great start.
Are they the two people? No, it's not even. Yeah, well, they the two people playing on PC, but that's Cons and Moylan's silly.
Oh, I'm still just looking at the pit lane. I ain't even got the list of names up.
Zodak, Johnny, Cons, Moyland, Matty, Hobo, Kyle Gill, Speedy, Vista, Fox, Lulu, James Al, Evan, Ashwin, Vader, and Frenzy.
Rumax has just joined. Hopefully that ain't gonna fuck the lobby up. Alright. Invites.
Back.
Rain in sprint. Thank you, Hobo.
Ba-da-ba-dum.
Was it Zodak and Cons you said got dropped?
Zodak's back in, but Cons isn't.
Oh, I've just re-invited Cons. Let's get that up.
Someone's coming out. Looks like a Williams.
Be
Ashwin.
Kicking up a bit of dust on the exit of the pits there.
Yeah.
So whilst Ashwin makes his way round, I'll just put the stand-ins up. Johnny Stokes absolutely destroying the drivers' stand-ins. He's got a 90-point lead over Andreas in second. Frenzy holding on to third just ahead of James Al. We've got Hobo in fifth, Vista in sixth, Goffey in seventh, Moyland in eighth on his return to a full-time seat. Evan and Mrs. Cole tied in 9th, Kyle in 11th, Zodak in 12th, Rumax in 13th, Speedy in 14th, Venom in 15th, Hepburn in 16th, Ashwin in 17th, Matty in 18th, Demon in 19th, and yet to score is Night Sniper in 20th. In the Constructors, Aston Martin 123 points clear of AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri are 36 points ahead of McLaren, so they're in a strong position in second place. Alfa Romeo in 4th, Haas in 5th, Alpine in 6th, Mercedes in 7th, Williams in 8th, Ferrari in 9th, and Red Bull currently last, but I expect to see them working their way up the constructors' stand-ins now Moylan's back in full-time seat.
Well, you hope so. Well, actually, it's Red Bull. I don't hope so. But, you know, it is what it is. I just want to point out that DXT Lulu spun on the hairpin on his outlap. Just want to make sure he doesn't get away with that.
Oh, I missed it as well, so it's not on screen.
No, that's it. But I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes, mate. Seized it. I did. So I called him out. Just on board with Kyle as he was the first across the line. He was the first about to come through turn 7. And then through the first deck. There's the 1 and there's the 2. And turn 10 and then into the hairpin. Actually. Oh, hits a bit of the grass on the exit of the hairpin now. Around turn 12. Boone. Gonna recorrect there. That's not gonna help him on his first run. On the back stretch now, or the run down to 130R. 17. And then this final turn 18 before he comes across the line, and he's going to set a 131.0, so should have
Lister next.
Lister next 131.027, so a little bit slower. And then Ashwin with a 130.5, so half a second quicker there. Good lap time from Ashwin. And then it's going to be the Mercedes. They're going to be them starting a lap. I think it's Womack starting a lap, isn't it? It is indeed.
It is, and Evans starting his lap.
Down board of Womack, he's just about to come around turn 3 now. Through the S curves. 4, 5.
Lulu on a 48.4 as Johnny Stokes does a 30.1 to go top of the board at the moment.
Good lap time from Johnny.
Hobo's 31.6 takes him into 5th.
Womack's now into a hairpin.
Speedy
Pretty cautious through there actually.
30.6 takes him up into 3rd place.
Oh, we have a Mercedes round. I think there's that free one. That's on coming through the Degners. Must have been Matty. It was Matty. Max on the back stretch now, on the way up to 130R. Just to keep one out of the way. He comes now into the little chicane.
Casio triangle.
Casio triangle. Turn 18. Rounded off for Womack, and he's going to set a time of a 131.9. So he puts him in 7th. Lulu's invalidated this lap, so it's not going to count. Speedy goes 3rd on a 130.6. Might even 131.8. Who else is? Boylan's currently out actually. Let's jump on board with Boylan and see what he's going to do. That's Red Bull.
Through the hairpin on the run round to Spoon.
Got a car, he moves out the way, so nicely moved out the way there. I think that might have been Vader. Vader's in the Red Bull, isn't he?
I think that might have been Speedy.
I mean, Speedy? Yeah, it might have been Speedy.
Speedy was probably now moaning that Moylan passed him in a not designated overtake point.
Oh, probably. I'm sure he'll clip that in for the stewards later on. Taking plenty of curve there, coming around now turn 18. Oh, a little bit back endy though, coming through turn 18 on the run down to the line. Is it going to pip to 130.3? So not enough, but I think that little spin probably cost him at least a 10th, I reckon. Maybe about a 10th, so would be very, very close to Johnny. If it wasn't for that little mishap on literally the last corner. Ashwin's back on an out lap.
Evan currently a second up on his time, so this is going to put him on a 30.8, so jump him up into at least 4th. Oh, sorry, 5th.
So 5th position then, behind Speedy for Evan. Dixie gets a 5-place grid penalty for collision with Vader. Don't like, well, he's actually currently off the track and Vader's still going, so. Vader on his in lap and Fox on his out lap. That penalty, that's quite unfortunate. James Al's on his out lap, coming round to just through the Casso triangle, about to start his hot lap. Let's see what James Al can do.
Rocking the 5th helmet still.
Through turn 1, through turn 2, just about to start the S's now. Be a little bit hesitant.
Controller. This section is horrendous.
Oh, is he a controller? Oh yeah, okay, I thought James Al was on wheel.
He bought the wheel for GT7, and then when that sort of died off, I think he said he'd got rid of everything.
Oh really? Yeah, okay. I thought you would have kept it for this.
He's faster on controller than he was on wheel when he was running the wheel.
Oh yeah, I think when everyone switches to wheel from controller, like I think when I first switched from when I went to my wheel, I was about 6 seconds a lap slower, and I got it down to being like last time I remember checking, I got it down to maybe like 2 seconds slower than I was on controller.
But he did stick with it whilst he had the wheel. He carried on running it. His first race on the wheel in F1 was in GP1, so full no assist. He went in pretty much blind and just went for it.
Yeah, fair play.
So a 30.9 for James puts him up into 6th. Zodak's retired in the pits.
Okay, Carl's invalidated his lap. Who else we've got out? Ashwin's out there. He's actually 4 attempts down on this one, so invalidated as well. Lister is just coming up to the hairpin. 3 attempts. 3 attempts is quicker at the moment. Let's see what this can do. So 3 attempts a second would lift him up to about 5th as it stands, but let's see if we can find any more time. Middle of final couple sectors. Just entering Spoon. That was quite nicely taken. Maybe a bit too much exit curb there on Spoon, but didn't lose control of it. Coming down the back stretch now on the way down to 130R. Oh, he's half a second quicker at the moment. Looking like quite a good time for Lister so far. Could be a pretty 130.5, which could be rivaling Ashwin. Let's see what Lister can do. He's coming around the final corner. Didn't lose the back end. A little bit of wheel spin though, and it's a 130.3. So Lister up to 3rd above Ashwin there. So right on the back of Moyland. Good lap time from Lister. Johnny Stokes is out. He's currently 600ths up on his time. Depending where he lost last time, we could maybe see a 129 now coming out of Johnny Stokes in a second. Oh, that wasn't a good Spoon though.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a 29 from Johnny at some point.
He's looking pretty good for this one up until Spoon wasn't entirely speed on that. He's still over a temp up. He's in the 129s at the moment as we speak. So even with that slightly dodgy Spoon, he still went quicker in that second sector. Through the Casio triangle now, around the last corner. Power down. Is he going to hit a 129.9? He does indeed, 2 temps quicker on that lap. So that is now the benchmark for everyone to be hitting if they want to take pole position. Ashwin currently a temp up. 130.5 ends up being 100th down. The core final sector. Speedy is facing the wrong way. And now he's stuck in the wall. This is, oh, you got to get this on stream, mate. This is worth,
I'm straight on board for it.
This is well worth clipping. Send this to him. Back on the track now. So this is his track. This is this lap time completely ruined for him. He'll have to come back into pits, get that all fixed up, and back out there. We'll just have about just enough time if he comes in this lap. Was that Bonza Soul going? No, was not. Too many blue cars now, man. And the Williams and the Alpine look well similar when you're just casually looking quickly.
Yeah, it's just been steadily getting more blue on the track map.
Yeah. Bonds has invalidated this lap time, so I wonder if he'll come in at the end of this lap or if he'll go again. He's not saving, so I'll have to come in and get back straight back out there.
The Alpine, they could have happily ran with a pink marker.
They could have, yeah. I was just backed out, had a little bit of an off. And he's decided to cash that one in, probably save back up, hope he's got enough fuel. Then Alfa Romeo teammate go by of Evan.
Invalidated.
He's invalidated, okay. We mix in the pits. Moylan's on his out lap, but just coming through Spoon, so I've got a bit of time left on him. Whereas Fox, Fox is coming through the Casio Triangle, so one's a bit deep.
Easy validated. That's his outlap anyway.
Yeah, okay, so that's straight back in. So it looks like it will be on board. Well, Speedy's going again. Moylan's just obviously started his lap, so. Oh no, he's lost it! Oh, you lucky son of a bastard. Like, genuinely, how did he not lose his front wheel then?
Or the rear.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to end up with wing damage off that.
Yeah, I thought when he lost it there, I was expecting to see his front left end just absolutely pop off. So we're going to have to take it easy again on this lap and then try and get another one out of it. I think he's got enough fuel for the run.
He's got 1.6 laps of fuel in it, so he's going to need to really save some fuel on this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a lot of fuel for this. Might get away with it though. He's going to want... Oh, no. I don't know, I mean he might run out of fuel, you know. Does he have enough? He needs to make a decision quickly whether he thinks he can get round and have enough fuel for the next lap, or he's going to have to go around it quickly now and get back in those pits really quick.
He's got time to get back into the pits. That annoying like, yellow section.
Yeah, I hate that. I don't think he has enough time now. I think he has, what, 2 minutes 20?
Yeah.
Nah, it's too much. It's not enough. Not enough from where he is. And Speedy goes second on the 1:30.088 there, so Speedy pipping Moylan to second position as it stands. Good lap time from Speedy. Good recovery after he was in the gravel the lap before. I'm taking it nice and easy. Chris is on his out lap. Kyle's on the fast lap now, just come through the hairpin. I'll check the sector time. See what it'll be on. Gonna be up or down, we're about to find out.
Keep an eye on those mirrors. Just trying to get back to the pit with limited fuel. He's got cars on laps behind it.
So let's see what he's 7 tenths of a second up on his time at the moment. I'll put him into the 130s. Missed the late shift there. Just like this is such a hairpin. Throws it into that. Being slow on the way to Spoon.
Well, I thought Speedy was coming across to the racing line then for a second.
Yeah. Speedy, I hope I won't be happy about that. I'm going to be shouting there. Speedy, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, no, he wasn't validated. Oh, he was up by quite a bit as well. That's unfortunate for Ivo. Back to it. He was half a second over there. Yeah, it's halfway back off a little bit. One has gone wide at Spoon. Manages to bring it back in. That could cost him a lot of time. Let's see the sector time within the 6-2 because of that line in a second. Gonna be 6 tenths up at the moment. Oh, that's provisional pole, but he is maybe running out of fuel through the Casio Triangle. Is he going to have the fuel to get round here?
Should have enough to get to the line. Can he just keep it together?
Back this time, and it's a 1:29.5. Jeez. Moylan there gets himself up into a pole position. Is he going to hang on to it though? We've got
Johnny just coming out of the triangle
through, who's also 5 tenths of a second quicker at the moment as it stands. What's he going to be? Is he going to pick pole for Moylan? He does, a 1:29.3. Lovely that time from Johnny there. Just when Moylan thought he had it, Johnny rips it out, the car falls out. And this is a pit Speedy there to third position for 1:29.9. We've actually got Ashwin improving by 3 tenths of a second as well. As it stands, he's going to get a little bit more going through this final little sector. And 1:29.8, it does get third, Pips Lister and Speedy. So Speedy's dropping.
Hobo is still pushing on this next lap. I think he's going to be compromised on his ERS. Just coming up to the split for sector 2. 3 tenths up. It isn't going to move him up at the minute. He needs to try and find something in this final sector. Into the triangle, but I don't think he's got the ERS to get the most out of it.
He ended up 2 tenths quicker, but I mean, it's a shame he found out his last lap. Obviously, his last lap he was like 7 tenths up, just after sector like 1, I think it was, when he invalidated on the exit spoon there. So unfortunately for Hobo, he could have found himself probably up in the top 10.
James takes 200ths out of his lap. Hobo saying his wheel turned off on the first corner on his first attempt.
That guy's needs a new wheel, mate. Issues. He had the shifting issue last week, didn't he? Now he's got.
Yeah.
He's been turning off for a while as well. So.
Yeah, I swear he's been complaining about the wheel resetting mid-race before.
He's more than creeping up to life. That is everyone now done. And Johnny there taking the pole position with the time 1:29.387. Bracket time there for Johnny. One into the second, 1:21.5. Ashwin takes third on 1:21.8. There's the top 3 for the feature race. Sprint race, obviously reverse grid order.
Lists are in the 129 as well. There's some serious pace on show tonight. In fact, everyone down to 5th was on the 129s.
I know. It's not. I mean, it's not super far away. I mean, you're looking at like the 129.3, but then you're looking at 5th as a 129.9. But still, some close gaps, especially like 3rd to 4th to 5th to 6th. Yeah, that sort of time. They're all pretty close together.
There's another beer.
Cracking open another beer, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. All these alcoholics, man. It's ridiculous.
It's Friday. I'm allowed to. So Fox, with that 5-place penalty, is going to drop to 17th for the start. So technically only loses 1 place. But it is a wet sprint.
Yeah, I mean, actually, rain at Japan is actually proper shit as well. See how these guys are going to handle this.
It looks like it might be full wets as well. Do we need to invoke the red flag because it's not safe for them to drive?
Let them race, mate. Put them on edge. Get them out there. Let them race. If they crash, that's on them.
Don't let them have heated visors either.
Nah, no heated visors. In fact, just take the helmets off.
Inters for the start. Thank you, Hobo. And it could dry up at the end of the sprint as well. So that could make it interesting.
It could do, but it's a bit of a shame because it's only 9 laps long, isn't it? So it's almost like an irrelevant thing. Unless it starts drying up on like lap 5. But in such a short race, it's a lot to try and catch up on.
Everyone
Off they
has
pop
gone
for the
into
formation.
So Donny Stokes with a all black with a red stripe helmet.
I thought it was going to be reverse grid.
No, that's in F2.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course.
Moyland with his, I want to say Hamilton inspired Dayglow yellow. Let me see. Helmet. That sounds so wrong. Ashwin with the
mate.
Black and red. I think that's a default helmet then.
He's wine and dine me first, Rob, mate.
This a blue and black. Evan a green and black. Speedy black and white helmet. Lumax with a similar helmet to Moyland. Right, I'm going to stop talking about helmets because it just feels wrong.
He's getting more and more worse as we go down the grid. It's when you got Speedy and said black and white helmet. I was like, whoa.
Fox's penalty hasn't been applied to the sprint. Is that going to apply to the actual feature race then?
Must do, surely. Frenzy was in, wasn't he, when it happened? Frenzy joined afterwards and fucked up.
No, Frenzy was in. He did his normal and didn't set time.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Can they all park on the grid properly this week? Scotty didn't make it in.
No, he didn't, did he? Was he rushing to get back?
No, because he was in TTFL.
Oh.
Unless someone came up.
Yeah, maybe.
I can hear them going, but the cars are still sat on the grid.
Yeah, that's it.
And there we go.
There they go. Good start from Johnny and from Moyland. Moyland is on the inside, but not enough, and now he's ended up being behind Johnny going into turn 1. Lister's to the third, and Speedy's got past Ashwin. James Al's up to 6th, but he's side by side currently with Evan. Oh, and Evan lost the rear end, and then collected James Al. They were so close. There was not much that could be done.
Ashwin off as well.
Zodak there was trying to kind of race past James Al, but got a bit flustered and then took evasive action and ended up off the track. Vegas just caught as well. Womack's got past Hobo. So just before the VSC was announced, I think it was. It's not looking like he's ever going to give the place back.
So after the before the restart, Lister's up 1 place into 3rd, Speedy up 2 into 4th, Lulu up 9 into 5th place, the biggest gainer on the opening lap. Matty up 2 into 6th, Womack has stayed in 7th, Hobo's up 4 into 8th, Cons has stayed in 9th, Kyle up 1, Fox and Frenzy both up 5 places, James Al has dropped 3, Vader's down 1 in 14th, Zodak's held on to 15th, and Evan in 11th.
Speedy with the drive-through. Oh, Speedy. That's killed his red racing.
Speedy, Lulu and Lister all with drive-throughs on the restart there.
Lulu and Lister. Cool. Lister going really wide through 130 as well. Oh, I guess a little bit of a love nudge there from Speedy, but Speedy almost loses the back end as well on the exit of the Casio triangle. Oh, and Speedy is coming to the pits to serve that now. Could be a smart idea actually, because if he serves this now, there's another virtual or safety car in fact, then it's served. Although, yeah, it's tricky actually.
So Johnny and Moyland have pulled 2.5 second gap over the 3rd place.
Yeah, already that's not it.
Lister and Lulu both having that drive through to serve. Hobo's looking good at the moment for 3rd place if he can keep in front of Womack's.
Kyle's pretty much pushing Cons around turn 7 and sneaks up the inside of Cons. So Kyle now up to 8th position as they're about to enter the first Degner. Cons a little bit slidey there. Holds it together. Kyle now on the back of Matty.
Fox and the Zodak trading places as Fox runs wide into the 2nd Degner. Keeps it out of the wall though. Back on track and into the hairpin.
Moyland is right on the back of Johnny as they're coming down the back stretch on the run down to 130R. I don't think 130R is the place you really want to be overtaken in the wet. It's tough enough in the dry. Moyland getting a chunk of grass there. Actually lost a bit of time because of it.
So is Lister going to peel off this time around? He does, and followed immediately by Lulu. So where are they going to come out in respect of Speedy?
They're Oh,
Speedy
might
just coming
actually-
into the Casio triangle.
the news Fox completely just cut that Casio triangle there. Like, there you go. Yeah, I'm not surprised he got a 3-second penalty off. He literally just cut the whole Casio triangle. Speedy is actually out behind. Oh, actually, is he going to beat Lulu out? No, he doesn't beat Lulu out. So Speedy serving that early. Loses out.
Really worked out for him.
Hasn't managed to get past Fox though. I've never really seen this Fox race. Does he cut corners often?
I don't know. He's a TTFL driver.
Looks like he's struggling in the wet conditions, to be fair. Very tentative and a bit erratic on the steering. Unless that's just the... it could actually be a bit of a connection thing. Looks a bit more glitchy actually than it does erratic.
So Moylan's still on the back of Johnny as they're coming out of Spoon and on the run to 130R. Is Moylan going to be able to keep it on the track this time?
What's the ERS look like? Pretty much equal in ERS as well. Moylan with his lift coming through 130R in these conditions into the Casio triangle. Didn't lose as much time. In fact, he gained a bit of time to Johnny this time around. Really tentative on the throttle. He had a few little wiggles in the dry, let alone what's could happen in the wet. Fastest lap there from Moylan, 141.1. Doesn't have the speed in the straight line to get past Johnny down the straight though. Johnny ran a little bit wide. Highway sets the fastest lap of the race, creeping into the 140s. Oh, Moylan has a little bit of a wiggle on the exit of turn 2. He's going to put himself a little bit off kilter for the rest of this section.
It might
So
work out
tentative.
to his benefit not being right on the back of Johnny. I know Dirty Air's not as bad as it used to be, but following through the S's is not pleasant. He's gaining on the exit of Dunlop as they come down to the Degners. Johnny looks a little bit more comfortable under track than out of the corners. So
Yeah, I always feel like Moylan's setups are quite rear-endy. So I always feel like he's a little bit scatty on the rear end there. We've got a yellow in sector 1, but that's nothing, I don't think. Maybe someone running a little bit wide. So Carl's on the back of Woomax. James I was trying to catch up to the back of Carl. Bonds is down 8th as well on the back of Matty. Vader's up to 9th. Oh no! And Zodak has spinned into the wall. Oh, and Lissa just about misses the rear as Zodak switched to Zodak. Saw him going off. Switched off and then switched back just as he clipped that wall there. So Zodak is off, just coming round, was it 200R in it, this right hander? Cool. It's costing on the track as well. I don't want to go for that, to be fair. But there it goes now, it's been cleared. So that's going to full safety car, is that?
Full safety car, so it is going to be a real sprint at the end of the sprint. This is... It's unfortunate for Hobo. That gap he'd built over Woomax behind is just going to disappear now. But it does bring him back into the battle at the front.
Oh, Sweden on the pit lane, 5-second penalty. That's pretty much killed his sprint now. 5 seconds. Oh, actually, he'll serve it.
He won't.
Oh, it won't really. He won't serve
unless
it.
he gets goes back into the pits.
Yeah, I mean he could. Where's he going to come out? Fox is pitting. So to be fair, actually, he could just come back in and serve it because it's a safety car. Might as well come back in next lap. He's not going to lose anything. He'll lose out to Fox. That's it.
Fox has put dries on.
Oh. Yeah, that's no good. Hards as well. Not even softs. Wonder if that's a little bit of a, when you accidentally forget to change tyres, or you flick the button. No, this will be interesting to watch this.
So Lulu might not even lose out to Fox if he comes back in to serve that 5 seconds.
Yeah. He's been so tentative on that throttle, old Fox. I'm not even sure if he'll catch a safety car at this speed. actually losing time. Every time he gets on that curve, I'm thinking I'm waiting for the rear end to go.
That's my biggest pet hate with this game. The curbs are just horrendous.
Oh, they're so unrealistic, aren't they? They're so unrealistic. You see people in real life like proper ride the curbs and stuff. You even look at them on this game, mate, and your car blows up.
That's the biggest thing holding me back on iRacing. I do one race a week on this, and then jump on iRacing a couple of days a week if I can.
Yeah.
And I'm avoiding the
Moylan's
curb.
pitted. Yeah, you get used to it, don't you? So Moylan's pitted, and why is Moylan pitted?
He didn't go for a wing. He's gone soft.
Softs. Does he reckon it's going to dry up enough for softs then? Maybe he's just throwing caution to the wind. And
The rain's definitely dying off.
It's still dripping though, and the track's still quite wet. I mean, this game can change like in a second. Like you do a lap and next thing you know it's bone dry. So Lulu serving his 5 seconds there. Speedy's coming for softs. So Moylan's on softs, and everyone else is still on their intermediates. Interesting from Moyland.
Lulu stayed on the inters.
Box grabs a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Comes in and changes to a set of inters.
Oh, he'll be screwing now if it goes dry.
Yeah. Yeah, although on the hard tyre though, I still don't think, I think he would have been worse off. It'll be cold till the end of the race.
It's definitely stopped raining.
It has to
The
be.
track is
Well,
still wet.
still spitting through the Degners, but very, very mildly. So, well, we'll have to wait and see. Moylan come in for the softs, could pay out for him, could pay off for him, we don't know.
But he's going to have some work to do. Is sitting in 12th.
I don't even know if the safety car's going to come at the end of this lap, because DXT Fox is like almost 40 seconds behind. But it might do another lap. Means we're going to get like, yeah, literally just 2 laps at the end of this. So it gives it a bit more chance to dry off, which could play into Moylan's hands. Because if it does dry off and these softs become quicker, he'll be a lot quicker. The track's still quite wet though.
There's still a lot of spray about.
Yeah, he's starting again now. Oh, who was that in? We've got Frenzy in, Cons is in. They're all switching probably for a set of softs, I would imagine. Yeah, a set of softs ready for Cons. And
Frenzy on the
for a set of softs as well. So it must be going dry for the last couple of laps, but everyone else is thinking it's not going to be enough.
Be dry enough.
Yeah. Well, there's only one way to find out. Only one way to find out. Oh! James Howe trying to warm up his tyres and puts it into the wall.
I think the only thing it's got going for it, the inters aren't too bad in dry conditions.
Yeah.
I want to say they run about a similar pace to the hards.
Yeah,
So
the only downside with him is they could overheat too much, but I think it's still too wet on the track.
It does look too wet at the minute. Moylan is the first of the runners on the softs. I wish you could do a split screen and watch 2 elements of the race. So you can see the battle at the front and keep us, even if it's only a small screen off to the corner of the battle further back.
that is literally they need to definitely revamp the spectator system. One thing I have seen in this game as well, like me and Hobo have been in a race before where it was raining, but it was raining, the track was wet, but the softs were still the fastest tyre. Like it was still dry, like tyres. So it wouldn't put it past me that it would be fine for dries. So here we go, Johnny now. Next stage of the. Oh, he's already gone.
He's gone straight out the triangle.
Of Moyland. Got to watch that gap to Evan in front of him. He's actually already dropping off the back of it. Well, what's happened to Matty here? Oh, just been overtaken by Evan. Swerving to try and warm up them tyres.
James Al getting up the inside of Kyle through turn 2. Gives him 4th place as they make their way through the S's.
Oh, Moylan's off! Moylan's off into the wall, lost his wing. Soft was not the right choice there. And Lulu actually got past Speedy around the first corner, so and I think DXT Fox is pretty much hounding Speedy here as well. I think they've made the wrong decision. Oh, who was that round as well? Was that Cons? Yeah, Cons has gone round with those soft tyres. Okay, it was not the right call. I mean, they tried it, fair play to them. But it definitely wasn't worth it.
Getting past Speedy, coming out of Dunlop and into the Degners.
No, so it's still pretty good. I mean, 1 second gap from Johnny to Hybo now, but Hybo has gapped Wemax a little bit. So Wemax is so Hybo's pretty safe from a threat behind. James Ailes catching to the back of Wemax, looking to put him under pressure. We've got Kyle for company, Vader for company, Lister for company, and Evan for company. Pretty close. That is pretty happy chilling the ninth.
I think James will make light work of the move round Wemax.
Triangle, is he going to give it a go into there? It's a bit too far back right now. Holding fire. Maybe going to look for a move down into turn 1. Oh, couldn't get the power down. Almost under attack from Kyle as well. Just as he was going for an attack, he almost lost the position as well. Quite fast in a straight line though.
Hobo slowly.
Oh no, way back side. Sorry, Rob.
So I was going to say, Hobo's actually closing in on Sonic.
Yeah, that's nice actually. Gaps come down. Oh, and Wemax has had a. Oh, 40's round now. He's into the wall. Wemax couldn't really get off of those curbs and was kind of stuck just there while James Al was also on the outside of him, so there wasn't really much he could do. Ended up losing it. Carl's right on the back of James, but not going to go for it into the Degners.
Difficult one to stick your nose alongside into the Degners.
Yeah. What's happened to Vader here? Vader's lost a couple of positions. Oh, and he's on the grass going into the hairpin. Just trying to avoid rear-ending Evan. But let's watch. So Hobo and John, I think
Vader with a better drive out of the hairpin. Evan looking to get very squirrely under traction. So Vader back past Evan. So Vader up into 6th.
Carl's right on the back of James Al now. He's going to have to try and make the move done going into Casio Triangle. They're coming through 130R, but James looks like he's got enough of a gap, unless Carl thinks like going for a lunge, which he does not. And I think that pretty much seals his 4th place there.
Hobo's still in the fastest lap. He got that gap down to half a second to Johnny.
He did.
That was
done well.
Unfortunately, you don't get the fastest lap point though.
No, it's true.
Because that's only in the feature race.
Pretty much everyone's finished. Moyland is. All the people on softs are pretty much crawling around. Here comes Frenzy now through the Casio Triangle. The first of the dry tyre men. Yeah.
Aston on
Speedy
point.
does have quite a few penalties though, actually. Speedy might fall behind Moyland as well. Not that it really matters. Speedy's actually off as well through the triangle and picks up even more penalties for cutting the triangle. So here comes Speedy now, about to cross it. Oh, he's lost it! Oh, he's held it. Well held. Oh! I mean, unserved penalty. Speedy's got so many penalties there. And then loses out, and here comes Cons across the line, and to pip Speedy as well, didn't he? a poor race there for Speedy. If anything, this was a good test for the feature race, because if it does rain, then the people who tried it know what to look out for when switching tyres now. It's only silver lining I can find.
So Hobo saying he's glad he didn't listen to Moyland and go for the softs. James saying that Hobo's sus. Check his PS. The grip packs don't work on PlayStation, James. Trust me, I've looked. I need something to help me on a Monday. So Johnny takes the win in the sprint. Hobo in second, James in third, Carl in fourth, Lister in fifth, Vader in sixth, Evan in seventh. Matty takes the final sprint point in eighth. And it's Lulu, Woomax, Fox, Frenzy, Moyland, Con, Speedy, Zodak and Ashwin. Moyland thinks they nailed that strat. Yep. Looks like the marshals could use some nails to put the track back together as well. So we've had a wet race, now let's have a dry race and see what recovery Moylan can do, how far he can get through the pack. Have to keep an eye on his overtakes though, make sure he doesn't break the Speedy overtake rule.
Oh, you don't want to invoke the wrath of Speedy. So is this race definitely dry all the way through? Chance of rain, no?
I don't know. Anyone in the chat want to give me a weather update? Oh, I could load up that overlay. That one, if I put on sim up work, thank you. Overlays, F1. That. I've turned the overlay on and it doesn't tell me anything. So
solid, mate, solid.
No idea. But it will come up during the race.
So here we go with the starting order, which is the same as the finish order from the sprint. With that new decision now starts 12th.
So Johnny and Hobo starting on the mediums, James and Kyle on the hards, Lister, Vader, Evan and Matty on the mediums, Lulu, Rumax, Frenzy and Moyland on the hards, Cons and Speedy on medium, Zodak hard, Fox and Ashwin on the mediums. So that one, not that one. James predicting an Aston 1-2 in the chat.
That's some big talk.
He's got to find his way past Hobo. Hobo's been really strong in his defensive racing lately.
Hobo's got much quicker. Like, the few races I've seen from Hobo, like, he's always been quite a solid racer, right? But he's always been, like, mid-packish, I would say. Where now, he's like a top 5 sort of contender every race. His pace has improved a lot. Good to see.
I've heard him go. And now they actually
off.
move off the line.
Oh, that was a poor start from Hybo, I think. James Al's right on the back of him. Maybe looking to go up the inside. He's on the inside going into turn 1. Oh, a little bit of a coming together clash of wheels and get back on. And he's lost so many places now from that. That poor start has really ruined his momentum already.
Lister
Lister
up
though
into
manages to get past
second.
James Al. Great start from Lister.
Cons
Cons
is
is
out.
out.
And we've got
Yeah,
a
but coming
VSC.
together. Yeah, we've got Lulu on the gravel and Ashwin
And
is in the pits.
It's
How
gone to full safety car.
How is Ashwin in the pits?
Ashwin has been
Back
disqualified, but I think he did message me during the sprint and said his connection was too laggy to race, so I think the game's just dropped him out.
Okay.
So there's no AI car running around, which is good for
actually, yeah.
once.
Yeah.
But it is a shame Ashwin's not been able to take part. EA Codemasters need to work on these connection issues. Whether that means they have to actually front a server rather than relying on it running on a peer-to-peer network.
Do you know what annoys me about a lot of these companies, right? Is they hate spending money on servers. And like, especially a company like EA, it's huge, got multiple servers, all this malarkey. But it's just like they don't want to spend any money making sure all their games connect properly. Because they know people are still going to buy the games and still spend money, so they're like, It's just like, just spend some bloody money.
I remember years ago seeing in one of the gaming, I can't remember if it must have been a gaming website, saying that EA were turning off servers for like a 6-year-old version of an annual game. But, oh yeah, we're now turning the servers off for that. It's like, you don't need to run servers that far back, unless.
Yeah.
But actually, I'll say that, but then at the same time, I'm thinking F1 18, 19 actually ran a lot better than the current version. So 4 or 5 years later. But
oh yeah, no, of course it did. But still, 6 years on like on a yearly game. Like I could, if they were like, right, for a yearly game, if like we will keep servers running for this yearly game for 3 years, like after.
Yeah.
I think 3 years after, I think that's fine. But then if you want to play the game, then you're pretty much not going to find anyone playing online, right? So you're just going to play offline if you want the game.
Yeah.
Which I have no problem with. As long as you can still access the game and do offline stuff if you like that version of the game, great. But for, I think 3 years for a yearly game, having 3 years left of servers, I think it's fine. And then you get quicker uses out of those servers.
yeah, they can redeploy them for running the new version.
That's it. They can just keep switching around, but switching around in half the time rather than 6 years.
So Speedy has pitted and swapped to the hards. I wonder if he had picked up damage. He'll be on the back of the pack before the end of this lap. So hopefully we'll have safety car in this lap, as everyone is now in the crocodile.
Should be in this lap.
And then saying that, Speedy and Zodak both into the pit. Zodak going... Oh no, Zodak had fitted the softs, is now going onto the hards. Speedy coming back out on the mediums.
Just getting rid of his tyre allocation there.
Mediums won't get to the end though.
No, they won't. But they might go far enough for him to go softs, maybe. Maybe put the hards on for a lap so he can get that out the way, so now he can, if there's another safety car later on, he can switch to softs or another set of mediums if he's got them. I don't think he gets to use mediums though, so.
You do get It depends what you set your tyre allocation to, so I'm guessing he would have done it. No, they had a sprint.
They had sprint, but they didn't use. He used a set of softs, but didn't use a set of mediums. They were in inters, weren't they? So
they were, but you don't have the use of your sprint tyre in the feature race. And he is on a used set of mediums, lightly used, and he's carrying body damage. He's got floor damage showing on my screen. That's not going to make a fun race for him.
His tyres. Not speedy.
Hobo showing front wing damage. Can't see anything on spectator view to suggest it, but
He's got in this lap. James, I was going to try and get past Lister. Restart. James going to go essentially with the Casio triangle.
they're still quite close to that safety car.
And Johnny's gone now. James is quite far back actually. Looks like he got a bit caught out, but then so did Evan.
Rumax is...
Oh, Matty's looking to go up the inside of Cole down into turn 1. Oh no, he backs out of it.
Rumax has lost out on that restart. I don't know if he had a moment coming out of the triangle, but he's dropped all the way to the back of the grid.
Maybe he didn't get heat to those hards.
But Moylan up into 8th, trying to find his way past Hobo as they come through Dunlop. Down to the first egg now.
Fox is off. That's just a bit off. Oh, look at it go up the inside of Hobo, gets it done, but then he's got Matty kind of blocking that pathway as well. Oh, he's going to shoot round the outside. Oh, no, is that Hobo round? No. Just right on the inside, but loses out to Moyland and then one is right on the back of Matty on the run down to Spoon.
Hobo under a little bit of pressure from Vader as well, but he's got Frenzy behind Vader, so it's effectively a Red Bull 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. They make the run through one.
Oh, Matty's lost it! Oh, that's a massive moment breaking for the for turn 16 then, and going into the Casio triangle, and Matty loses Vader as they're coming down the main straight. But Matty looking like he's quite fast in that straight line, so not much Vader can do right now.
Matty was deploying the ERS quite heavily down that straight. As Evans round.
Oh, it is Evan, yeah. Takes to the grass there to try and get himself a slowly track, but he's pretty much at the back of the grid now, apart from Lulu. Waller now up to 5th, chasing down Kyle. Lister's 2.3 seconds behind Johnny now. So Johnny just cashing out at the front here. James is chasing down Lister. Frenzy gets past Vader through the second Degner. Oh, Vader loses out to Speedy as well. Oh, I thought Vader was going to try and lunge up the inside. Does have
he has gone for the move up the inside, but the
Speedy should have better traction. Yeah, he didn't. That wide line usually gets the better traction coming through the hairpin there. So it's going to be with James out.
Fox round again through the S's.
That was right on the back of Lister. Coming through the 130R now. Not quite close enough to do a move down into the Casio triangle. I think he's just going to try and maybe set him up for a turn 1 overtake. James looks like he got a better exit as well.
DRS has been enabled, but he won't have it this time around.
Go for the turn 1. I don't think he is. He might wait.
I think he'll just he'll be quite happy to sit and put the pressure on Lister and try and force a mistake.
Yeah, I mean this is on the medium tyres as well, so if he keeps trying to drive this aggressive with this much to keep in front of James, he's going to wear out his medium tyres.
Lister with twice the ERS over James though. So Lister's got plenty in the tank for defensive.
James is actually under attack from Kyle as well. Moylan's catching up to the back of him. Hobo's being kind of dragged along as well. Hobo keeping up with Moylan, not dropping back too far lap by lap.
This will work to bring Hobo back into it as these guys all get held up trying to find a way past Lister. Lister notorious for being setups that allow him to have brilliant straight line speed. Slightly compromised through the corners, but manages to hold it just enough.
Look at the difference DRS makes. Speed difference there between James and Lister with the DRS wide open. And Moylan's right on the back of Kyle now actually as well.
It's a shame there's only one DRS zone on this track. You can get moves done through the S's, but you need to be right on the rear wing of the car in front.
Fox is round again, I think. Yeah, he is. Exit the second deck now, he's going to have to wait for these cars. Go now, he's going to have to wait again. He can go after, I think it's Vader. No, he's now back on the track. So, Moylan right on the back of Kyle. Back a little bit from James. And Moylan's literally trying to go up the inside here, but on the outside of Spoon, but gets the job done before he even gets there. So a nice overtake there from Moylan and Kyle. Oh, a little bit of a tank snapper on from Moylan's. Got the job done. Now he's tracking, but chasing down James Al, who still can't manage to find a way past Listing as of yet.
Hobo using that opportunity is just within the DRS. As they go through the detection point, so we'll have DRS this time around to close up onto Kyle.
James looking to try and get past Lister. James is going to the inside, down into turn one. Oh, pretty much forcing his way there a little bit. Lister's still on the inside though. Too good of a line there, ended up catching the grass, and now Moylan's right on the back of Lister. They're just about to come through the... Oh, he's lost it.
For Moylan.
Yeah, a little snap, and he's losing out to Kyle again, so after being right on the back of Lister, he's now finding himself behind Kyle again, and Hobo's right on the back of Moylan. Have you noticed Hobo's gear shift in the second deck now? Every single time. Proper high revs on like 4th gear. I don't know if that's his wheel or him just high revving.
That's the problem he was having before. It wasn't upshifting.
Yeah, it's like it's having to press twice. I've only noticed it there because I think there you get the power early and it's quite quick to go up, but everywhere else it seems okay. So every time I'm on the board with Degner, I notice that. Oh, Lister gets past James Al before 130R. So this is very quick in the straight line, like you said, I think.
He has not really deployed a lot of ERS either, so that straight line...
Oh, James almost loses it! And that's going to put him under pressure. It does get DRS open, but Carl's going to should have a much better run coming up to it, but the DRS has saved James there massively. And Moylan just steams around the outside into turn one of Kyle. Jeez, just on board with Kyle, and you see Moylan pump around the outside, but gets a really poor exit there. Still manages to get the job done because at the inside there.
Moylan taking full advantage of the slipstream and the DRS.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, I think. By
Hobo looking.
chasing down James again.
Gear shift out of Degner 2, looking alright there.
They're right there. Might just been the one off, maybe he just didn't shift. Vader gets past Speedy. Speedy's down into 10th. Johnny's 7.3 seconds out in the lead.
Sitting very comfortably. Moylan closing up to James out. Battle of the DXTs over that final podium position. Hobo
Pretty good sit down here. Very close to the back of Kyle. But Kyle's going to get DRS off for this as well. Hobo, they got quite actually a fairly similar exit. Is Moylan going to try and get the job done on James? James doesn't have DRS. Moylan's just around the outside there and gets the job done with DRS wide open going into turn 1. He's now looking to chase down Lister. Hobo gets past Kyle going down into turn 1 as well. So nice overtake there. Speedy gets back past Vader. It's turn 1.
Hobo very low on ERS. Kyle's got the 30% advantage.
All he has to do is keep within the DRS of James Howe and he might be safe, but Kyle's up the inside, takes a lot of grass though from Kyle. That's a little bit naughty. Using all of the track. Oh, and Kyle almost lost it actually out of the second deck now, has dropped back over a second behind Hobo.
That little battle's cost Hobo in his pursuit with James Howe. He's just dropped out of the DRS.
Tried to deploy a little bit of DRS to try and catch up a little bit, but I think he needs to save for a little while. He's got a little gap to Kyle, save for a couple of laps. And Moylan now trying to catch up with Lister. Got the gap down to 7/10 of a second. James Howe was over a second behind, so they might not even get DRS for this lap either. In fact, he definitely won't.
Lister and Moylan were teammates at the start of the season before Moylan took his sabbatical.
Oh really? Well, DRS now wide open from Moylan. Lister cuts to the inside to try and block it off. Moylan has the new fastest lap of the race and goes around the outside of Lister into second place. So now it's up to Moylan to see if he can try and chase down Johnny. I think the only thing really now that can hinder Johnny in going for the race win will either be a safety car or him making a mistake. So I think it's going to take a safety car. Because Johnny doesn't really make mistakes. Or Moylan just being absolutely rapid. We'll have to wait and see. He's burned quite a lot of VRS.
He's got the... I was going to say he's got the tyres. I know Monday when the hards hit the sort of wear they're on now, he said they felt worse than when they were 20% more worn. So you might see him
spinning
lose.
around. It's quite funny. Sorry, Lulu was just trying to get back on and just kept spinning. Oh, he's got again.
He's got again.
I'm spinning around.
Move out of my way.
Oh, he's back on now. He's back on.
Oh, I did manage to catch his last spin.
Oh, he's gone again.
There we go.
Oh, he's gone. Go on, Lulu.
Those rears are running 115 degrees.
Oh, no wonder why they're melting.
You're going to have to take it so slow. What excuse is he going to have? Is it going to be equipment failure, lack of talent? I've not raced since the end of last season. So there we go, chat. Answers in the chat. What excuse is Lulu going to use for pulling a Kylie? Moylan's got the gap down to under 7 seconds, so he's starting to close up on Johnny. Still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny is using his ERS as well to try and keep that gap a bit healthy. I think Moylan at this moment in time does have the pace over Johnny. It is starting to rain though. That could play into Johnny's hands. But it doesn't make much of a difference actually. Moylan on the hard tyres, Johnny medium. And it just kind of... he's going to have more of an advantage of getting wet. Nice worn set of mediums or a slightly fresh... Lulu picks up a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. But that's trying to get into the pits. They're all coming in now. I think it's too early to pit yet.
There's a 20% wear difference between Thorny's mediums and Moylan's hards.
Oh really? Okay.
So mediums are hitting mid 50%, and this is one of those tracks where when it starts raining, it can go from dry to horrendous very quickly.
I mean, he's got the gap down to 6 seconds now though. So I don't know if these mediums or Johnnies are struggling quite a bit in these kind of mixed conditions as it is at the moment. As Carl gets past Frenzy. Oh, and Frenzy's round. Why? Frenzy's doing his best Lulu impression right now.
So it's Evan and Fox on the inters. Everyone else still on the dry tyre.
Johnny's struggling. Moylan's the gap's almost down to 5 seconds. He's done almost a second in like 2 sectors. Fox has crashed out.
Safety car. This is where you're going to have to make a decision. I mean, it's starting to rain. I think the only thing you can do is go inters.
Yeah, I think you have to pit in for inters now. Although Moylan will probably be a bit annoyed actually. He was really chunking that gap down. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see how comfortable Johnny is in the wet conditions when he's on the intermediate tyres. Maybe those mediums were a bit too worn to actually give him some good grip on these changing conditions. And Johnny is coming into the pits.
Moylan's still closing the gap down, even under safety car. It's now down to 3 seconds.
They're both into the pit at that gap. You won't see the difference there. It's a tiny gap now. Obviously they're under the safety car, so it's going to be even less. Everyone's chunking into the pits. Who was that? Did someone stay out there? Oh, I think it was. It was Weemac? No, it was Weemac's.
James Howell's been given the softs by the pit crew.
Oh no. That can't be what he wanted.
James has taken Stroll's car and the team are deliberately sabotaging.
I'm not surprised. This is why you don't pick Stroll's car.
I bought you an F1 team and you're still shit. Right, I'm going to make sure you don't finish the race.
I mean, right now, they probably feel okay.
Yeah, it's not raining that much, so...
No.
If it stayed like this, he'd probably get away with it for a couple of laps without the safety car.
Yeah. Problem is, he's behind the safety car and Evan is only just in front of the safety car. He's just gone through Spoon. There's a lot of time to catch up. He's over a minute behind.
So here's through 180 into Casio as the safety car comes into Spoon. Going to be getting held by Del, so let's see what this tells. If anything, I'd say those inters are overheating slightly because they're running at 80 degrees.
Johnny's still on hards. I thought you pitted for inters. Have I got a graphics bug?
No, he is definitely still on hards. Moyland on the inters. Lister on hards. It's Hobo on the inters. James on the softs. Kyle on the inters and peeling off into the pits. Speedy
You're gonna stop
and
raining soon.
Zodak on hards. Matty Frenzy, Wumax. Oh, sorry, Matty Frenzy on the inters, Wumax on the medium. Kyle's going back to the medium. Vader on the hards. And Evan on the in. I don't think the rain's enough.
No, it's still just spitting right now.
But then looking at the actual track surface on my screen, the rain's all of a sudden just gone, nope, screw you all. The intensity's gone up.
Yeah, the track looks a lot wetter than like the actual rain coming down. Like, it's depicting. It does look a lot heavier though. There's definitely a lot more raindrops on this one.
This makes it interesting.
Also, James has the pit sign up on his dash, but I wonder if that's just to pit. That could be just be to pit for a set of tyres rather than the car.
They've all got the pit symbol up on mine.
Oh yeah, they have. Maybe that's just safety car out or something then, who knows?
That screen to there in a minute. I wonder how subs. Let's listen to this. It's definitely raining on this feed.
Definitely looks a lot wetter on
Stokes
this.
isn't streaming tonight. Damn it. I wanted to see if it was one of those bugs where half the grid have got a dry track and half the grid have got a wet track.
Wow. That'd be crazy.
It's
Track's
happened. When we did Jeddah the other week, me and Moyland were doing comms. It was night for Moyland, it was daytime for me. And it was the same for some of the drivers saw it as a night race, some of them saw it as a day race. That's Lulu out.
You retired in the pits, isn't he?
I think he did, yeah.
Oh no, he retired earlier on and I think he's just left the session.
See, now it don't look as wet as it did earlier. Oh, I love this
The track
game.
still looks quite wet, but I mean, the rain looks the same in terms of how it's coming down. The track is starting to look wetter, at least on my screen. There's a lot more patches of wetness than there were before.
There doesn't seem to be the spray that
No, true.
there
I
was
feel like the track looks
during
wetter, but the spray's not as bad. It's weird. Very patchy, the track at the moment. Johnny's not being like tentative or anything on the throttle, but he's struggling, so. A lot of people are on the dry tyre as well, like, so there's not actually many on the inters really. You've got Moyland,
Hobo, Matty and Vader.
Matty, and yeah.
Yeah, I think Evan's been back in the pits to go because he was on the injury. He's gone back to the dry tyre.
Well, I mean, no, it has to come in this lap, doesn't it? And on 3 laps.
Yeah, it should be in this.
Yeah. Yep, here it comes.
This is going to make for an interesting restart.
I mean, Johnny's on those hard tyres as well. Like, they don't warm up that quickly, so the temps could be a bit rubbish for him. Get some temperature in his tyres, that's what you have to do. What's Johnny done? Johnny's
Johnny's
what's happened to
gone.
Johnny? Has his wheel gone? Look at, has his, like, what's happened here? Did his wheel disconnect or something? What's going on here?
Oh, that's Lister round on the restart, so Lister down into 11th. Moyland and Hobo first and second. James out. Dropping back quite drastically on those softs.
The inters are much better. Vader's all over the back of Zone. It does look like these inters are the right choice of tyre. Vader just darts around the outside of Zodak. It's looking like the people on the inters are having a look. Matty's up to 4th as well on those inters. See how quickly he catches James out.
Johnny both in for the inters. I'm still confused at how Johnny decided the best thing to do was to take the Latifi line.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. The only thing I can think of is something. Oh, and James has gone really wide at the hairpin now. Matty's all over the back. Yeah, he's struggling for traction on even on those softs coming up.
Vader's got past Speedy and Kyle.
Yeah.
James is 7 seconds off of Hobo, and
and Matty gives him a little love nudge by the looks of it, and then just the traction difference, holy shit. And look at Vader just in the background now as well already. I reckon he might even have, I reckon from there he could get James out going into the Casio trial. Like, just based off the grip. How early does James have to brake? Look at Vader, look how much he gained. Quite get him done by the Casio, but he wasn't far off. Might even get him on the way, yeah, look, on the outside as James gets his bits. So the intermediate call was the best call, and Hobo right on the back of Moyland as well.
James picking up 5 seconds because he couldn't get the car slowed down as he came to the pit line. Kyle staying out on the mediums, Speedy staying out on the hards. They're gonna try and brave it out. Is the rain due to stop? Is it just a passing shower?
Well, it might be due to stop, but the way I always see it is if you switch around a set of tyres and can gain like a pit stop's worth of time, then it's still worth going to those tyres. Like, if you look at Moyland now,
Hobo's picked up 3 seconds, but he's actually staying with Moyland really well.
Yeah, he is.
They've got a 10-second gap back to Matty in 3rd. Frenzy's
gets past Remax. Frenzy's now on the intermediate, so just bombs past Remax.
James gets past Lister, who's still sticking with that hard tyre. He's going to come. Johnny just sails round the outside into Degner 1.
But even now, right, if Moyland and Hobo pit, they'll still come out probably just either just in front of Kyle, or yeah, they'll come out 4th, maybe just behind Kyle, maybe. Probably not though. So they've, by being on these tyres, they've gained the advantage of a pit stop. So they played it very well there. Matty doesn't, or Vader don't have the same luxury, but they've still got a massive gap to Kyle. I mean, 15 seconds, they're not far off a pit stop to be fair either. Give it another couple laps. Kyle still needs to really pit probably.
Vader closing in to Matty as well down the start-finish straight.
Oh, Matty goes really wide. Gonna struggle out through that bit. Gets it sorted though, as it comes through the rest of the S's.
James is past Zodak. Zodak coming under pressure straight away from Johnny, who gets that move done. So Johnny up into 9th. James now up the inside of Speedy round turn 2. Clear
Johnny is
in
now
front
38 seconds off the lead though. After that,
he's got
30 seconds off the lead.
a lot of work to do. Johnny finding his way past Speedy through the S's as they come into Dunlop.
That doesn't count. That's not a designated
illegal
speed
overtake.
zone. Yeah, so Speedy will be fuming about that. Have you not seen these little diagrams, Johnny?
He clearly didn't watch back Monday's race where that diagram was on the screen for most of Q1.
Oh, and Kyle almost loses it coming out the exit of the hairpin, and James L just sails by.
So the dry tyre definitely not working. It's got to be time to just call it and get in for the inters. So
well, I mean, it wasn't working from the restart, and yet fair play, they wanted to try and get out me. It wasn't working for the restart, and now they're just nowhere. And this has crashed, just coming back to into turn 12. That full safety car, isn't it? This changes everything. Wow, it helps out the people who were 30 seconds behind, but you know,
it gives those on the wrong tyre a cheaper stop to get onto the Inter.
yeah, it does. It does. It also brings everyone kind of back into play. Like Johnny's now down in 7th, but instead of being like 38 seconds behind, fresh set. Is it going to dry up? I mean, the rain's still similar, to be fair, on my screen.
Frenzy's on his way back out the pits on the softs.
A set of softs for Johnny.
Are they hoping the rain's going to disappear during this safety car period?
It could do. I mean, it's not so wet where the track couldn't dry up fast either, but at the same time, it's risky. We just saw this from Moylan, right?
We
and
did.
It was too wet and it didn't pay off. And now Johnny, but I guess maybe also Johnny doesn't have anything to lose and he's thinking, give it a go.
Moyland and Hobo are just coming on the run from Spoon, so they've got the opportunity to pit before they get collected by the safety car. They've got the gap to Matty at 15 seconds, so they'll probably come out in front of Matty if they did decide to pit.
They're gonna do.
Moyland is in.
So is
Hobo's in as well.
They must have heard something on the team radio which is telling them that it's gonna
The rain's going to disappear.
Because Moylan's gone for a set of softs. What's Matty doing? Matty's almost lost it, that's what he was doing, and he's coming into the pits. And Vader follows him in. I mean, I guess if everyone's on the softs, then it's a safe gamble, right?
Yeah. It's what's James Al going to do?
Going into the Casio triangle now. Bit laggy, but he's almost lost it on the exit, and he's into the pits.
So Kyle is now the only one on the Inters. The rain doesn't look as heavy on my screen.
Yeah, right, it's died down definitely.
Kyle's not going to be happy. He's only just put the Inters on. But it reminds me of Canada 2011 with Button.
Yeah, true.
Right tyre at the right time for the right track conditions, and it pays off.
I mean, watching the rest of them go behind, watch Vader go like behind, he's not restricted at the moment. Doesn't seem like he's struggling too bad in terms of traction and stuff. In fact, the track looks very, well, it's a lot drier on the run down to the hairpin compared to last lap.
There's still a few puddles about, but they're not. This
It's
is
patchy,
going to
but
be
nowhere near as patchy as it was. It was getting almost like a full wet track, whereas now there's quite a lot of dry sections. So I think the soft tyre, looking at the track now, was the right choice. I'm not seeing any rain coming down either.
at least another lap behind the safety car.
Yeah, there's a big gap.
Let's see who's got their data on. Hobo's still showing wing damage on my screen, but telemetry data isn't perfect this game around. Last time it was pretty spot on. It showed you damage even when your MFD didn't show it properly.
This game just sucks, mate. That's the biggest issue.
It does, and it's killed a lot of leads.
Oh yeah, I've noticed a lot, just from like through the grapevine and stuff. How many people are struggling? How many people have quit league racing and stuff?
Just got to pray when the next one comes out. The bit that annoys me is they've still got the supercar crap coming into it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's an F1 game. It's not Gran Turismo. It's not Forza. It's F1. F1
Yeah,
and F2. I'd like them to make F2 a bit more prominent in it as well.
I like them to bring in like a career where you could start off like, even like in F3 for example, make your way and just do stuff like that with it. Make F2 a bit bigger, make F1 the pinnacle like it is, like it should be. Bring F2 a little bit higher up the order, make that a bit more prominent like you said, and then bring F3 into it.
It's like F3 in it as your training.
Yeah.
Your training season. They do a sort of calendar, so it won't affect the length of the game massively.
Plus in career you want to be immersed into a story. That's the whole point of a career mode. Even in racing, you want more dialogue options. You want to really like forge your path as a driver. Could make it quite a nice immersive little fucking racing arcade game. It's not a fucking simulator, let's face it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you want a proper sim,
iRacing,
ACC, there's quite a few of them. So safety car in.
back and flip that safety car guy. We've got a
5-lap
Five
sprint
lap.
to the end.
Yeah.
Aston Martins have recovered well. There's still raindrops running down the camera.
And
Moylan's gone early.
Yeah. The highway stayed with him. Caught out Matty a little bit though. Matty's now under pressure from Vader, who gets a really nice exit at turn 18 on the run down on the main straight. Matty's covering him off. Oh, Vader goes onto the grass. That's going to make his tyres a bit wet. Oh, tries to cut back round, but Matty covers it off. Vader's, if he's not careful, he's going to be under attack from Frenzy. Johnny's right there as well. Johnny's
Evan and Zodak trading places. Zodak now losing out to Kyle as well.
Frenzy had a bit of a little twitch, you know. Johnny just drove right around the outside of him, so Johnny is on prowl.
So Moyland and Hobo are going to be hoping that Johnny gets held up behind Vader and Matty.
I mean, Moylan's checking out really at the moment. 1.3 second gap to Hobo already, and Hobo's got a 2.2 second gap to Matty. Johnny is looking rapid though, going up the inside of Vader, going around 200R, and gets that job done. Oh, actually, Vader's still on the inside, coming into Spoon. Is he going to have another little go back at him? Oh, he comes together with Johnny. Oh no, he collects. Was that James Owl he collected? He did have a little hit with James Owl, I think. Johnny actually gets away with it though, just back from Matty. But Vader is now down in 12th. Oh no, never mind. Zodak spun. He's up third.
That was unlucky. That was looking like a really clean battle as well.
Yeah, it was.
Speedy all over the back of Womax on that soft tyre, getting the better drive.
Doesn't have as much straight line speed as Womax though. So I think Womax actually might be safe going down to turn 1. Oh no, Speedy drives around the outside and gets that job done.
And that is in one of the designated overtaking spots. Womax going quite slow into the S's there.
I think people that went to the mediums have made the wrong decision here. Maybe they didn't have a set of sauce or something, but these two alphas as well, Kyle and Evan, really close together.
Speedy all over the back of James Howe as they come into the Degners. Soft tyre has got such an advantage.
Oh no!
Speedy closing the door
clipped
on Evan.
Oh. Speedy will not be happy with that. Speedy's like, he tried taking me out! And Speedy's on the grass! Oh, I thought he was going to smash into that wall, but does pick up a 3-second time penalty instead. And
loses out to Kyle, but tries to hold it round the outside of Spoon. Runs a little while and does lose out to Kyle.
James Owl. Yeah, to losing out 2 positions instead, and now Evans all over the back of James Owl here. Johnny's catching up to the back of Matty as well, very close to the back of Matty. Wallen said another fastest lap of the race, and Evan goes right up the inside into Casio Triangle. Those soft tyres are trounces those mediums right now. James doesn't have the grip. I think he's going to lose out to Carl as well, maybe even down into turn 1.
James is missing an end plate as well.
Okay, that must be what's killing him the most. But Johnny and Matty now. Johnny's right on the back of Matty. They're in the S section now, so it's going to be tricky. They're on the same tyre, so Johnny can't just out-traction him like he did with some of the others. They're coming down into the first Degner. Really a place you can make a move because they're so fast. But he actually pulls away a little bit, but gets a little bit jittery on the exit. Johnny going to try and do something, maybe going into the hairpin. No, he doesn't. Got Frenzy catching up to the back of him as well.
Kyle round and into the barrier on the exit of the second Degner. He's into the inside barrier as well. It's unusual to see him go off there.
Yeah.
He's lost his front wing, so he'll be making his way back to the pit. Pushes Vader up into 10th, so Vader back into the points. And Speedy losing it on the exit of Spoon as he was trying to battle with Woomax.
And he's doing some good defensive driving here to keep Johnny behind him. And Johnny's got Frenzy to think about as well. And Johnny actually goes wide on the exit of turn 18 and loses out to Frenzy. But Frenzy manages to capitalise on Johnny's mistake there and gets up to 4th position. And now he gets a chance at attacking Matty. And Matty is keeping his guys behind him as it stands.
This is going to help AlphaTauri in that constructors battle. If they can.
Are they second in the constructors at the moment?
They are. They're a long way back from Aston Martin, but it's going to help cement their position in second, not 7th.
Sector 3. Who's that? Oh, is that just
Speedy in the pits? I think Carl's retired in the pits.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Then Carl's retiring in the pits. Frenzy right on the back of Matty. Moylan's clocked out in first position, 3.8 seconds to get back to Hobo. But can Frenzy get the job done on Matty? Matty driving very, very nice. Some really nice defensive driving. Frenzy runs a little bit wide on Spoon, but it doesn't really affect you at all now.
It's given Johnny a slightly better drive out. It looks like Johnny is trying to get his way past Frenzy as they run up towards 180.
Casio triangle now. Very nice corner from Frenzy. Matty was a little bit slower than them through there. And now Frenzy's right on the back of him again. And then Matty goes defensive already. Johnny's going for the slipstream. Frenzy just drives around the outside of him. And now Johnny's up the inside of Matty and gets that job done. So Frenzy and Johnny both are on Matty down into turn 1.
Johnny doesn't need to push too hard because Frenzy's carrying that penalty.
I know, he needs to try and, I think he wants to try and get closer to Hobo, because Hobo's carrying that penalty.
Jump on that penalty as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's only got 3 seconds, Hobo, but it's too late, I think, now. They're 6 seconds back, and I don't know if Johnny could catch 3 seconds of that over Hobo. I think that's a lot to ask. Not to ask over anything, really, let's face it.
Yeah. Give Moyland a little bit of camera time. Can we invoke a spin? No, we can't, because he's got his guardian angel watching over him in the form of you.
Oi, who's going to spin that? You've jinxed it, Rob. So Johnny now right on the back of Frenzy. He's going to have to try and make a move, either going through 130R or down into the Casio triangle. Frenzy's out of ERS. Johnny has a little bit to play with. And here they come down into the Casio triangle. Johnny's going to have to try and do it. Frenzy goes defensive. Johnny just tries to set him up to get a good run going through here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It's a short run down to the line. Johnny's going around the outside, and he does pip him. Oh, he had a penalty. It was so close. It was a penalty. They were very, very close, but
Frenzy loses out to Matty as well. So Frenzy drops down to 5th with the penalties. I suppose better start at the top. Moyland takes a win. Hobo picks up another podium when second place. Johnny, a well-recovered podium in third. Matty in fourth. Frenzy in fifth, losing out because of the penalties. Evan takes sixth. James Al gets seventh. Woomax just 2/10 off the back of James Al at the line, takes eighth. Vader picks up ninth. Zodak takes 10th. And Speedy just on his way down to what is it? Is it 180 or 130R?
It's 130R. Yeah, 130R.
Through the Casio triangle, brings it round to the line and will pick up 11th place. So unlucky for Speedy there, just outside the point. That was definitely a race of tactics.
Yeah.
Being on the right tyre at the right time. Don't need to see Red Bull on the podium.
I think everyone made the right call. Everyone, I was like Hobo and Moylan, they made the right time, switching to those inters. Same for Matty and Vader, in fact, actually. Obviously, Vader got unlucky at the restart, but Matty ended up getting quite a few places out of it. Switching to those inters at the right time for the restart. And then obviously, it was only really the second safety car that messed a few people up.
I'm expecting to see an incident or two get reported from that one.
So there we have it. That is your race results for the whole weekend. You got Moyland in first. Well, in fact, I don't really want to do it.
Oh, I know what happened with Johnny. On the safety car restart, he adjusted his VR and somehow smashed into his wheel and then it disconnected.
Oh, wow. That's brutal.
That's one of the best excuses for a fuck up I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's pretty quality. So, obviously, we went for the race results. We'll do the weekend result. Actually, we should do. Oh no,
I can't. It's all disappeared off my screen.
Fuck, I actually just advanced. I'm not even streaming anyway, so it makes a difference. Lovely.
So we've been through the sand. I'm going to run you through the stream schedule now. So that's been GP2's com stream for round 13. The next stream for the DXT team is tomorrow night on Nevo's Twitch channel, which is Nevo Gaming, and that's for the F2 Saturday League, and they're at Melbourne. It's Australia, isn't it?
It's Australia tomorrow. It is indeed, yeah.
So that'll be one-shot quali and then 100% race distance sprint and feature race. And the F2 races are actually really good fun to watch because it's all spec. Everyone's in the same car, same tyre allowance, exactly the same fuel, and it's preset setup. So there's no playing around with your setup. It's one of the 5 that you get as an option, and that's it. And then Monday, Hobo will be back with the commentary stream for GP1. There will be my driver POV stream, which will no doubt turn into the com stream when I DNF, and that's at Abu Dhabi. And then Tuesday and Wednesday from 7:30, Hobo will have the DXT Premier League games streamed on his channel, and it's AI playing, but it's worth a watch and just getting involved in the chat. It's a good laugh. And then Friday we will be back. I'll be back at 8 o'clock with TTFL's Tier 1 at I said this earlier where they were and I've completely forgotten what track are TTFL at next week. Oh, that's the F2 calendar. Where's the F1 calendar? It's Austin. So it's Austin for a sprint next week for TTFL Tier 1. Moyland will be streaming the Tier 2 commentary stream for TTFL as well. And then I'll be back at 10:30, possibly joined by Nevo if he's about, for RPR GP2 at Abu Dhabi. But thank you for joining me on stream again.
No worries, mate. If I'm about, I'm always happy to jump in as long as I can.
And thank you to everyone who watched and everyone in the chat, which so far tonight has been Hobo, Moyland and James. Who's leading standings? Oh yeah, Aston. Got to give points to some of you to make it competitive. Oh, getting the digs in at Alpha, even though they got their strategy right. So it was Aston that fucked that one up.
Yeah.
But thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for joining me, Nevo, and I'll see you all next week.
See you later. Goodbye.